Call the spaceships to Davenports. Prepare for a day of anarchy and interface with a couch in space. It's space couch time. Once again, we've been very space consistent. We've been sort of all over the space map and Space Road this year, which is winding to a close. We'll get to that shortly because I want to get right now to our wonderful advertisers. Brand new this week is Ligerhawk Records, this wonderful record label out of Knoxville, Tennessee. You want to check out Rose-Colored Glasses by Tommy Tantrum. It's quite good. Methods of Dance, Greek industrial from like the 80s, like legit. It's great. Elf Must Die. I think that's my new favorite Tommy Tantrum single. Panda remixed the Sonic theme. It is wonderful. Picking Up the Pieces by James Netterwald. So much emotion compacted. Black Hearts by Tommy Tantrum, who's just not been taking a nap at all. Escaping into Singular, the new video from Invictus. We put out a free compilation, Enter the Octagon 2. And then you want to check out Toy Box from the illustrious Bitman, but it doesn't stop there. We have James Netterwald's Defenseless, 1999, new single. And then we go right back to Bitman for Shard's double album. And then you want to check out some band called Gasoline Invertebrate with a new album called Melterweight. Also sponsor, it still blows my mind, Super 7, the greatest action figure company around. You want to go to super7.com/spacecouchshow. That's what you want to do. You really want to do that. And you could go to super7.com by itself, but you would want to go to super7.com/spacecouchshow. You know, I'm always picking up stuff from them. I'll show you one of the cool things I got. It's the ultimate version of Monstar from Silverhawks. I always thought he looked way cooler before he turned into like the Iron Man'd out version with the punk rock hair. So like you can get that at super7.com/spacecouchshow. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all down the space road because right now we're going to bring in. I'm very excited to talk to this person. Not only was he a great Kickstarter contributor, thanks a lot, but we've been hanging out online, and it's cool, good stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, if I get my space controller right, please welcome DXE Flatline. What's going on, man?
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to space. Awesome. It's, it's quite nice up here, nice and cool. You know,
get free.
That's the episode, everybody. I murdered our guest. Well,
if only I could be so lucky.
Oh, stop. Well, that's pretty goth. So, we'll start here because we do like all things retro gaming, and you are something of a pixel artist. How'd you get into that world?
Well, back in my day, we didn't exactly have much of a choice, right? I mean, I cut my teeth programming on a Commodore 64, right?
Hell yes.
Maybe you did say, like copying out of magazines, all that.
Yeah, buddy.
And at some point, I kind of got curious. I mean, how do all these numbers at the end translate into graphics?
Right.
And I got deep enough into that to be able to do the basics, and then I got spoiled and got on a Commodore 128 where there's utilities do that for fancy, right?
Right.
But I loved it. I loved playing with paint all those years, and then nothing for the longest. And then my kid comes up to me a couple of years ago and is like, "Hey, Dad, I'm on the site where I'm doing some pixel art, and frankly, he does better than I do." But it thrills me to see people really not just appreciating the aesthetic, but also finding kind of what's unique about the art form, because it's like mosaic, right? One little bit of detail says a whole heck of a lot,
right?
So especially for somebody like me who's maybe doesn't have the best hand-eye coordination, it's a great way to be able to express yourself. That's just
very cool
for sure. I'm not really that twitchy.
Well, I mean, coming up in the video game environment, I'm assuming we're of the similar vintage where it's like 5 pixels had to be like a guy, and then like 2 pixels were supposed to be Indiana Jones's grenade or whatever. Like, it gives you a mind for picking those things out, I think.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you get into the ones like Custer's Revenge. I don't know if
Oh
you're familiar
yeah,
with that one.
now we're talking. This episode just got spicy, caused an arcade
uh,
loading error in my pants. But
oh man, I forgot to ask how spicy we could get on
oh, you
stream.
can just say whatever you want. It's fine. It's space, international waters. They can't
Nobody
arrest
can
us
hear
out
me
here.
scream.
No one can hear you scream or say "fuck shit ass balls." It doesn't matter. And the whole space couch is in down below Brown sector, so like nobody cares. That was a Babylon 5 joke, but
Oh, I love it. I mean, I'm thinking of that magical place where you go to get shanked, you get your hookers, you get your
oh yeah,
drugs.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I've always been really attracted to that seedy side of it, right?
Mm.
I couldn't ever get into Star Trek because it just wasn't seedy enough for
It's
me. I
so
mean, Deep Space
clean.
Nine had its moments,
Yeah,
but yeah, Babylon 5, the Brown Sector, like
right. Like,
this is where I belong. Everybody's
space
anal,
slums. Where
everyone's
do
out
I
for
sign?
themselves.
Yes, totally.
Yeah, maybe that's why I'm obsessed with the cyberpunk thing too,
Okay,
right?
well, you're setting me up for great transitions because speaking of cyberpunk, your studio for pixel art is in a mall.
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty cyberpunk, I think.
So actually, the studio is called Eight Stacks. It is in Amal, Mobile, Alabama.
All
There's
right. Oh,
only the
hey,
one,
nice.
so not that hard to find. Um, and there's actually a lot of traditional art around as well, but
Mm,
yeah, everything is rebellious to
mm,
me, right?
right.
Um, one of my favorite pieces I'm looking at literally says, we have to destroy in order to rebuild, turn hate into hustle. I'm like, man, that inspires me. I absolutely love this space. So I can't say that I own it. I most certainly don't. But I talked with the owner because I just liked space so much and
uh,
just casually mentioned, man, I really needed some office space to, get shit done.
right.
And he says, are you serious?
Okay.
And a star is born, right?
Nice.
And
We love stars out here.
exactly. The level of ambition is absolutely unreal to me.
Cool.
Beyond this, we've got a setup where we've got a projector. There's always, some kind of movie or documentary running. This is the Anti-Social Network is up right now, which I assume is about 4chan. I haven't watched it. From
Would be
Rick
a
rolling
good
to
bet.
viral conspiracy theories. I mean,
Yes.
that's
That's
4chan.
what
Yeah.
4chan's for. Um,
But sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna ask you another thing, but if you got more about mall stuff, please go on.
Well, no, not really. Other than, when I came here, I finally felt like I descended to be the
Okay.
greatest mall goth that has ever lived.
It's totally worth sticking on that question for. But I do want to get into this because it's a personal area of excitement for me. We talked a little bit offline, or I guess online, about retro gaming. You are a fellow aficionado. What are some of your favorite titles, man?
Well, this isn't retro gaming, though. I realize it's 10 years old now, but I gotta always plug Binding of Isaac.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Love
just,
love a good video
absolutely,
game tattoo.
it's a love note to everything we loved from that time, right?
Right,
The
right.
pixel art, and there's so many references. I still play, and well,
I
I was gonna
think
say I drive my wife nuts with it, but I actually put her to sleep with it now. She's used to hearing Isaac. Uh,
well
but
done.
another big one for me, look, Doom, right? Doom. We all
Yeah,
get Doom.
dude. That
Um,
was that was a
it
game
was
changer, pardon the pun.
Well, yeah, because not only here was this game, but here was this plethora of tools you could use to mod the hell out of it.
Oh yes.
That's, I mean, I don't still know of anything else just like that today that has that kind of
That
following.
we just
I mean,
still like I made my WAD files back in the day, but people still mod the shit out of that game. It's amazing.
have you seen my house?
No, I haven't.
You're gonna want to go play that,
All right, cool.
especially if you did enough level building to just kind of intuitively know what the
Hmm.
limitations of the engine are.
Hmm.
It's gonna fuck you up.
Okay, is this
Like
like this is
that
like a
can't
mod
happen.
you made
That can
or what?
No, God, I wish it was. Actually, I'm not really sure who the creator is, but I mean, you can find a video of John Romero playing the damn thing.
Huh, cool.
Uh, But yeah, I
It's
wish
just
I
like
could
a
say I
level
made something
somebody
like it.
made that's just like next level. Pardon the pun.
It actually has elements of psychological horror in it, which I don't
Wow.
know how you managed that and doing. There's like a little storyline where, the guy's friend was working on a level and he tried finishing it after the guy died under mysterious
Goodness. Whoa.
circumstances.
Getting meta. What my house? What's it called?
Yeah, my house got one.
My house. That what? All right. We'll check that
Yeah.
out. Thank you. Um, good stuff. I just wanted to show. I don't know if I've shown this on Space Couch yet, but I got the tentacle from Maniac Mansion. Because
Oh,
good stuff. Yes, and I'm really happy. I'm sorry that's sort of unlocking core
no, it's awesome.
memories for me, like because Wolfenstein 3D was the height of technology for a hot minute, and then this Doom thing came out, and the world changed. But any other
Yeah.
title? Go on, or just want to?
Oh, yeah. I mean, just when you actually go back and realize what technical achievements they were for the time to do
Mm.
all that in software when they didn't have the hardware to do it. John Carmack is smarter than we'll ever be. I'm okay with that. I've made peace with it.
Good stuff. Yeah, that whatever genius put together the sound design for me specifically on the shotgun, it still remains one of the most satisfying sounds in video games. I don't know why. Um,
And yeah, and even as much as it looped, they use that subtle variation in pitch, so it didn't sound the same every single
right.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of sound design, I don't know if you've ever even heard of this one or either you're a rabid fan and nobody knows, but Star Control 2.
People love it. People love it. I've not played it. I know all about it because my friend wouldn't stop talking about it, but I've not actually thrown down on Star Control 2.
I don't even know that the game itself has necessarily aged all that well.
Okay.
I love the space combat. I actually built a little JavaScript game
Oh,
on kind of a similar note like ages ago. I think it still works in a modern browser
all right.
with a lot of red
Very cool.
flags. But the music, man, having the Amiga mod format playing on your little Sound Blaster in 1992 was nothing short of revolutionary.
Mind blowing. Oh, Sound Blaster. Oh, good stuff.
But yeah, I mean, actually using samples, even if they were just 11
Right.
kilohertz, um, like I'd never heard anything like it
It was
before,
great.
and I don't think I heard anything like it again for like almost a decade.
I remember downloading a mod file of the X Files theme and having my mind shattered. But good
Yeah,
stuff.
and even though I didn't know what the hell I was doing, I still don't know what the hell I'm doing with music whatsoever. I'm not musical. Listen to me. I don't even have a voice worth anything. Um,
Stop. Never stop me.
you could okay, but you're good. Anyway, I could, edit the tracks in a way that made complete and perfect sense to me.
Cool.
Um, Swap out samples. Hell, I grabbed Renoise and played around with it because it had such a familiar
Yeah.
interface.
Renoise. Oh my god. Such a black hole in my mind. Uh very cool. Yeah, yeah. I know a couple people that got their start in just mod files. But that's very good. I do want to get to this. We're going to go from 1993 to 2004, I guess, because you are something of an AI aficionado. Um, and with all this sort of information flying at light speed, sometimes literally, what would you say is something about AI that people tend not to understand?
I mean, I see a lot of fear more than anything
Yeah.
else,
Okay.
right? Yeah, you shouldn't probably be writing your school papers with it, but on the other hand, I start asking questions like, yeah, I got kids in school. Like,
Yeah.
what exactly is the value of writing things that nobody's going to read?
Yeah.
Um, so to me, it's like it's not a matter of do we use AI to do this, or
Uh-huh.
even hell, do we use a computer to do this? We need to start asking questions like, do we need to be doing this in the first place?
Oh, that's
Is this the
interesting.
best way to get it done?
Yeah.
Right, where I'd like worked in,
Fascinating. Yeah.
very vanilla kind of automation before, I realized, like, looking back, like, none of the efficiency I got had anything to do with the damn computer. It was just looking at what people were doing and what made
Right.
sense and what didn't.
That's very
The other
strong.
thing I think people don't understand is how much fun it is to create eldritch porn with it. I mean, that's the most amazing thing.
Yes, well, Fatagan. The
Pythagorean.
um, I, so I'm not 1,000% ignorant on AI, but certainly not where many of my peers are. So I'll ask the sort of dopey question: how likely is a Terminator scenario in your estimation?
I mean, with what we've got today, like, I'm already worried about drones. Like,
Okay,
we've got killbots,
we do have literal
we very
killbots.
specifically have killbots,
That's a very good
and it's
call.
really just a matter of, do you think they're going to start picking the wrong targets?
Yeah.
I I think it's more of like a human question, right?
Mm.
Like, are humans going to do the right thing? Um, okay, you ever heard of a paperclip maximizer?
What's a paperclip maximizer?
Okay, that is the idea of an AI that it's been given a stupid goal. Let's say to make as many paper clips as possible.
Okay.
And it stops at nothing to achieve that goal. Like,
Okay.
it raises civilizations to mine the
Okay.
metals to make paper clips. And I'm like, well, that sounds bad. But let's talk about how we make numbers go up for shareholder value.
Yes. Yes.
It's a
Okay.
human problem. It's not a technology problem.
Gotcha. Got it. Very. I've not heard that approach to it. That's very fascinating. It's more a matter of how we're using it, or just the overall concept.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's always going to be a matter of how we use it.
so in this pending AI world, because I keep kind of hearing about how it's going to be this total game changer, what would you suggest someone who's just graduating high school now do? Like, is it worth going to college if ChatGPT can just write your paper, or should people get into AI, or will we need,
Man.
or just go into like
So,
plumbing or something that AI can't even do?
you know, there is a certain appeal to doing stuff in a trade, like to physically do something with your hands, right? Like, I've been
Mm-hmm.
in tech my entire life, and
Mm-hmm.
I am convinced, and I've got the certification to prove this, that it has driven me crazy. uh, there's always going to be value in those things. I mean, as long as we still have some kind of working civilization.
Yeah.
Um, for
Given that.
somebody, like, just play with it.
Okay.
Don't be scared of it. The tools are
Right.
out there. Go ahead and use it. See what you can use it for. See what you can't. Um, I one thing that keeps striking me is, I see all these developers like, yeah, I'm going to use it to write all this code, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think of a product I'd worked with some time ago, not actually developing it, but
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about mergers and acquisitions another time, because that's some boring ass shit.
mm-hmm.
But basically slicing and dicing how people feel about, say, different parts of a business or different
Uh-huh.
parts of a hospital. And there's all this code to do that, all their sentiment analysis stuff. And now I realize you can pretty much just take a whack, you can cut, paste your Google reviews, say, hey, ChatGPT, look at my reviews. What do you think my problems are? What should I work on? And, like, boom, that kind of obviates the whole product to me,
Wow.
right?
Cool. I
It's
didn't.
not that you can use that to code for you. It's like you might not have to write a line of code to begin with.
Wow. Good stuff. Good stuff. I mean, maybe unless you're a coder, then you might be out of luck. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's a struggle.
Well, let's stay in tech, but jump a little bit, because I mean I've been in tech my whole life, mostly just like customer support though. So, like, if I was going to impart one small piece of data onto people, it would be back up your data, please, or if not, just hit save. periodically. But you have a background in security, so I was wondering what's sort of like the easiest thing our audience could like do at home to just not be totally vulnerable.
Don't use computers.
Don't.
Oh,
It's not a bad call. Like, I mean, abstinence is the safest form, I suppose.
yeah, and it's about as realistic as any other form of
Okay.
abstinence, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I would tell you worry more about your accounts than your computer or your phone,
What do you
right? I
mean?
mean, um, like if Mossad wants to get into your phone, they're going to get into your phone.
Right. Okay.
But then you got Mossad after you, and that's already
That's
a
a
different
whole
kind of
other
problem.
thing. Yeah. You
Like
can hang out with me in space.
malware, exactly. All this antivirus, it's there for a reason, but the biggest thing that average Joe has to worry about is, are my social media accounts getting stolen?
Okay.
Are my bank accounts getting stolen? So it's use a strong password. Don't reuse passwords across sites because yes, if it gets leaked in one place, the hackers are going to try it everywhere.
Mm. Hmm.
Uh, and anytime you can turn on two-factor authentication, do it.
Two-factor
Even if it's a pain
authentication.
in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least on your critical accounts, right? If it's
Right.
just too much for your Pinterest account that you don't log into anyway, then maybe don't
Right.
worry about it. But other than that, like then you also hear stuff about like we use a password manager. I'm like, I agree. That's fantastic advice, except like I haven't seen one that I could give to somebody and say, this is usable and won't make your life more difficult.
Okay. Really?
Um, yeah, I mean the browser-based ones seem to be fine, but like LastPass and all that,
Mm.
it's been so fiddly that well, I mean, if you've worked the support side,
Yeah, dude.
you know how quickly somebody can get frustrated.
It's just my day job, man. Yeah, it's talk to maniacs all day, and then I
Exactly.
talk to wonderful non-maniacs from space. So basically, I'm just yakking all day. But yes, two-factor authentication. If it's your bank account, it's worth typing in the code from your phone. It's fine. Um,
Exactly. And then, honestly, though, I like talking about the fun things more.
yeah. What's that?
You familiar
Uh,
with you
oh
familiar with the
yeah,
rubber
yeah.
ducky?
If you have one of them, the key generator thing. Uh,
Oh no. This one's the opposite. I just
okay.
like showing it off if someone's interested in security. Do you ever watch Mr. Robot?
I've not seen it. No, sorry.
Okay, perfect. One of the toys they talk about is called a rubber ducky. They don't really talk about what it does,
Uh huh.
but you're like, all right, plug it into this computer and bad stuff happens. Well, it's a real thing. And this is actually a kind of more souped up version. What it does is you feed in some instructions you want to throw in as keystrokes, right?
Right.
Like just stuff you might do on the computer. Launch, run,
Uh
download something nasty, whatever.
huh.
And then when you plug this into the computer, it says, hi, I'm a keyboard computer, and types it all in really fast. So anytime you've heard that whole lock your workstation thing, that's why. Because some asshole like me can go, oh, I'm sorry, I knocked your drink over there. Plug this into your laptop and get access to it
Okay.
without you even noticing it.
Good to know. So
I love talking about fun shit like that.
that's that. I mean, watch out for random USB keys. They may be rubber duckies sent to destroy your life. Um, we, I haven't asked this question of anyone in a while. We're going to bring back a Space Couch classic. If you could
Okay.
have a biopic made of anyone, who might that be?
You know, I really appreciate you sending a list of questions over because I
Mhm.
wasn't prepared for that one.
Okay, we
I
can
was
skip
trying
it.
to think, who would be
Yeah.
no, who would be interesting? I'm like, man, Philip K. Dick. He was really
Ooh.
fucked up. And you know what? I was like, well, there isn't one already, is there? No, but there is one that's supposedly in production.
Okay. Was he like a weirdo? I just know his work, but
He was incredibly messed up.
okay.
Um, when you start reading his books, even like watch The Matrix, something like that that has so many of the core IDs in there.
Hmm.
Um, holy shit! I might have to pause you for a second, but
Okay.
it wasn't clear how much of it he did or didn't believe.
Okay.
Like he literally, I've been as much as I can stomach it, reading through like his exegesis, all his personal writings,
Uh,
and he talks about like living like almost like a triple life where he's also in Rome and also somewhere else entirely. The Roman Empire
Whoa.
never
Okay.
ended. So when we start reading like Ubik or something, you're seeing the things that he was actually really thinking about.
Okay. Okay. Like he's was actually pondering if androids do in fact dream of electric sheep.
Oh, yeah,
I
actually,
all
which makes
right.
a lot of sense.
You're selling me on this Philip K. Dick biopic. Um, I'll check it out. Well, speaking of speaking of things forthcoming, we're gonna jump into everybody's favorite feature, radiation round. Called that because lightning is exceedingly rare in space, but it's basically lightning round.
Fair.
No wrong answers. Say whatever you want. We'll start with summer, spring, winter, or fall.
Spring. I like
Spring.
pretty flowers.
Wow, you're the first person to say spring. Okay, difficulty increases. Atari 2600, Nintendo Entertainment System, or Commodore 64, or something else.
Well, Commodore 128, man. That's what I cut my
Commodore
teeth on.
128.
I know I'm bougie.
No, that's a very strong answer. That's, I mean, we're all about going off the grid here in space because there's no rules. And okay, in your opinion, what is the worst operating system of all time?
You know, I can't say it's really the worst, but it's got to be Temple OS. It's like the
Temple.
most fascinatingly terrible thing I've ever
Oh,
seen.
I that was like was it an Apple product?
No, that was the completely built from scratch operating system built by a guy who is very schizophrenic.
Okay. I want to check it out now.
Um, it is like, he thought God was speaking through him. There's a lot of
Oh,
religious undertones
awesome.
in it.
I didn't know
Yeah,
about
it is
that.
a fascinating rabbit hole. Prepare to lose a piece of your life on
Wow.
it.
Okay. Well, from the top, that was Spring, Commodore 128, and Temple OS, which I often assign our viewers homework. But I will assign that one to me because I got to check out Temple OS. Oh, before I forget, check out there you at home. Check out DXE Flatline on Instagram, or don't. I just plugged your Instagram. Um,
Thanks.
so we will go to everybody's also first favorite feature of all time, hypothetical spectacle. Now I don't know why I got so cinematic on like literally in terms of cinema. Not that I'm being dramatic for this round, but so hypothetical spectacle. We just sort of imagine wacky scenarios. So if you had if you could be total charge of any sequel to a movie, like you could make the sequel however you wanted. Do you know what you would do?
No, I have no idea.
Okay, okay.
No, like if I had to pick one, I'd be like I need like something like Michael Bay that I couldn't possibly fuck up worse, right? And just turn it into this total ridiculous extravaganza.
Oh, amazing! So like you could do like some forgotten cartoon property like Dino Riders or something like that, and then just go ham with it.
If you're gonna say a cartoon property, like I'd need something like Ping Pong Club.
I don't know Ping Pong Club. What was the premise of Ping Pong Club?
It was a 90s anime that was kind of like an answer to Beavis and Butthead,
Okay.
right? It starts off with it's about a middle school ping pong club, and they're in practice, they're having a tense match, and they're looking into the camera, they're painting back and forth, and the guy jumps up and just ding back serve, and his thing is hanging out, and the guy's just staring like, what? And the ball drops off his head. And that sets the tone for the entire series.
Okay.
Even the introduction is it's like a acid trip when you're 13 and
Very
all
cool.
you're
Well,
thinking about are testicles and boobs.
well, I mean, it is anime, but like, so, oh man, so now like I need the Michael Bay version of Ping Pong Club, like the ping pong ball would stop in midair, like dramatic zoom in, pan, fan around it, right? Like like tits would jiggle in like bullet time.
They would. That is
Yes.
exactly what it would look like. I mean, there would barely be any focus on the ball. It's all about the balls, not the ping pong ball.
Okay, well, I know Mr. Bay is a frequent viewer to Space Couch here, so
Oh,
you
we're
know,
getting sued?
no. We're just gonna float that out
Darn.
to Mr. Bay. He can contact our guest here, and we'll make that happen because Space Couch is all about connections. I don't. It's mostly just about me talking to my friends in space.
Professional networking.
Yes, yes. Or neural networking if you're Philip K. Dick. So man, we usually end on an eye to the future. What is next for the mighty DXE Flatline?
Man, like if I knew that, I wouldn't be here right now. Hopefully, making gobs of money so I can continue to support great Kickstarters like I don't know, music made by my favorite people. But
Oh, thank you very much for doing that. I do appreciate it.
um, you know, still leaning into cybersecurity
Cool, man.
consulting, still trying to lean into art. And if anybody is interested in either, both at the same time, you know where to find me.
Cool. All right. So what do we learn today? That pixel art is very cleansing and in a spirit of bizarre punk rockitude. Your studio is in a mall. We were both raised on the good stuff and know how to tell the adventure dragon from like the venture spaceship, and see AI is gonna be big, but it's gonna be fine, and it's mostly a meat sack problem anyway with us people. Two-factor authentication. It's fine. You just gotta deal with
Exciting.
it. What's that?
Exciting.
It's very exciting, but nice. People gotta know. Because I mean, I
Yeah.
like just in tech support world. I people ask me all the time, like, why do I have to log in? I don't know, so no one steals your shit, man. Like,
I mean, that's it, right? So
just
it
that,
knows it's you, so
right?
it doesn't send you other people's things,
Right. It's
and vice versa.
yes. You trust me. You want this to happen. I know you have to remember your password, but come on. We are looking forward to that Philip K. Dick biopic. It's going to be a literal dick pic. I just realized. um,
Oh, speaking of, you talked about how to make something with like 5 pixels. I got to show off this little piece of art right there.
oh, very
That also says
cool.
piss, but yeah,
It just says
with
why,
5 beats, it's a fucking dick.
and
It's
it's.
amazing.
I love it. I
And
love it. Spring Commodore 128 because 64, like it's fine, but like you got to put two of them together. The and we're gonna break all the box offices with the Michael Bay esque version of Ping Pong Club. And then we'll move on to like all sorts of classic 90s anime. Like we'll do the Ranma one half, like horrible Michael Bay version. And what else? To Tenchi Muyo, all the
I think
classics.
I would pay to see that. I would pay to see that. And
Yeah.
don't forget to dig up Temple OS, man, and
Oh, yeah, Temple
realize
OS.
that
Thank you.
as batshit insane as that guy is, I have no idea how he went that far down the rabbit hole of building an OS
He
from
built an
scratch.
OS, like a little crazy person built an OS. What could go wrong?
Not much.
And
There's no networking.
there's there's no networking
There's
there.
no networking. There's a direct connection to God. That's it.
Oh, okay. Word. Yeah, it's like an angel will come into your house through the chimney and install that on your Apple Newton. I don't know why I picked an Apple Newton. Um, so we will close on out. If you need any security consulting, maybe get with our guest here. Any final thoughts? You don't have to. But we're gonna bring this flying couch back on into the station.
Nope, I'm out of thoughts.
You're out of thoughts. Okay, cool. Well, we are closing all because we usually take December off here on Space Couch. So one more guest after this. I am over the moon, pardon the pun, that we were able to get the mighty DXE Flatline in before the end of the big winter break, or we understand the concept of winter out here in space, because it's just all one black void, much like life. So this is Brian for Space Couch for DXE Flatline saying, call the spaceships to Davenport, prepare for Devanarchy, and interface with the couch of space couch. Ah! Fuck! Oh no, we're gonna crash into the sun. Oh no! Manual control. There we go. These are the end credits. Let us talk over these. That's funny. This was such a fun episode. I gotta find out about that Temple OS. I mean, that might be the final thing right there. But if a Terminator scenario does happen, maybe Temple OS is going to be the thing that saves us. But I'm sure the AI could figure that out. Or maybe it can't. I don't know. Maybe that's the movie.